I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like me. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Make me put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like Kima. Ain't give a F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn they stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Keto. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque o no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too.
Welcome in. Happy Friday. It is January 19th. I'm your host, Ben Hostler. We are here to talk NFL DFS for the divisional round slate. We're going to talk betting. We're also going to talk a little college basketball. So I'm not taking any college basketball plays tonight. Sean, what's up? I'm not taking any college basketball plays tonight, but there's some really, really, really good games tomorrow for college basketball. So I'm really excited for tomorrow's college basketball slate. Tomorrow's going to be a good slate of like NFL with college basketball parlays. I'm going to be making a couple of those. I don't think I'm going to take anything in college tonight, though. I'm just gonna take the night off college basketball and get ready for tomorrow because there's some really good games. So after I go through the football slate, I'll pull up the early look numbers for tomorrow's college basketball games because there's definitely some games that we want to bet on. We have Marquette at St. John's. We have Baylor at Texas. We got TCU is playing at home tomorrow. Kentucky, Georgia is a big game. There's a bunch of really, really big games tomorrow for college basketball. So we will talk about that at the end. Appreciate the hockey content. Yeah, I don't know. 2-0 last night in NHL, and it wasn't even like we took favorites. 2-0 with a plus 220 hit and a plus 219 hit. We had the Maple Leafs money line parlayed with the over 6.5 in that game, plus 219 that one. And then we had the Washington Capitals minus 1.5 plus 220 that one. So yeah, maybe I'm a hockey bettor now. I don't know. I might start giving out more hockey picks as the slate rolls on here, or as the season rolls on. So we might get in the hockey streets a little bit because definitely had some success last night. What sense does Belichick makes to Atlanta? Yeah, I think that Atlanta's the best spot for him in my opinion. I mean, the Titans, if he went there, like their team isn't great. I mean, the Chargers pretty clearly seem like they want Harbaugh or Vrabel. Seattle's going to get Dan Quinn. So, I mean, I don't really know where he'd go. Carolina's horrible. The Titans are horrible. Like the Falcons have a good team. They just need a quarterback. They have plenty of weapons on offense, good offensive line. Defense is okay. They play in a bad division that they can definitely win. So I do think it makes the most sense, in my opinion, for somewhere for him to go. So I would assume that's probably where he will end up. All right, let's dive in to this slate. If you guys have questions on any of the football games, go ahead and ask in the chat. Do you think Vrabel? Yeah, Vrabel's a good coach. I don't think Tennessee should have fired him. I think that was a mistake. And if a team gets him, I think that's a good hire. Sean, I'll talk about that at the end. I actually have a bet in that game. I didn't post it in the Discord yet, but I was going to after the stream. But I do have a bet in that Nuggets-Celtics game, maybe two bets that I'm going to talk about also at the end. So if you guys stick around after we review this NFL slate, we'll talk an NBA bet for tonight and then college basketball for tomorrow. Bunch of good games. All right, starting off here. 4 games, obviously, this weekend. 2 on each side of the bracket. We got Houston, Baltimore, 9.5-point favorites. We have Green Bay, San Fran, 9.5-point favorites. We have Tampa, Detroit 6, between 6 and 6.5 out there. And then KC, Buffalo, Buffalo -2.5 at home. So a bunch of good games. I think all the best teams pretty much in the NFL are in this group of teams. So I'm excited for that. KC Buffalo rematch should be electric. Detroit in that great home atmosphere with the Bucks who've been playing good should be a good game. San Fran Green Bay should be a good game. Green Bay's played really well. And then Houston Baltimore's electric, obviously, with CJ Stroud and just how good the Ravens have been as a whole. So all good games. Let's dive into the slate here. I love Brevin Jordan prop 13.5. Yeah, I think that would probably be good for me. My neighbor's using a snowblower, so if you guys hear that, apologies. He's been attacking the snow with everything he's got all day long. Just a flurry of action from him in the snowblower. It's been constant all day, so apologies if you can hear that. Starting off at quarterback here. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, CJ Stroud, Purdy, Goff, Love, Mayfield. And where I think my head is at right now, just early look at the slate, is I think that Goff really sticks out to me. That game last week, Rams and Lions, was on its way to the moon. It was huge scoring, multiple touchdowns in the first half, and then it just completely died. Second half, there was no touchdown scored. It was all field goals. Really, really slowed down after the halftime break. So I think that this is where – can't hear the snowblower? Oh, thank God, Sean. This guy, it's just been like – I mean, we got pounded, but, I mean, it's just been like a flurry of snowblowers all day long. Almost as bad as the lawnmower back in the summer. But I think this is where we get the Goff game. I bet Goff over 1.5 passing touchdowns last week. He only hit one. And like I said, there was just no, like he had one at halftime and there was no touchdown scored in the game in the second half. So that was frustrating. I think you can throw on both of these teams, whether it be Detroit or Tampa. I think Tampa, you can definitely throw on. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, they didn't really get to show that, just of how bad their offense played, and their offensive line didn't play good. I think it's a different situation here in this game. So Goff really sticks out to me at 6,300. I think he's probably my favorite play. Brock Purdy, I think, is going to be the highest owned play as of now, just given their team total. They're at home. People have been playing Brock Purdy all year in DFS. So I think Goff is a good pivot off of him. I'm fine with Purdy if you're playing cash game formats on the 4-game slate. But those are the two quarterbacks that really stick out to me. If you want to spend up on Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, I think that's completely fine. I think there should obviously be some scoring in that game. But really, I'm looking to save money here. I think it's Purdy or it's Goff for me. I think I'm going to bet Goff over 1.5 passing touchdowns again. And I think that this is the week we hit it. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Indoors, don't have to deal with any weather. Jared Goff for me at 6,300 really sticks out. Josh Allen, Mahomes, those guys are tournament plays for me, but Purdy and Goff, my favorite quarterback options. Let's move on to running back. Big pull at running back this week. We have Christian McCaffrey. He's the top option. I would be prioritizing him in my lineups. Definitely. So here, I'll build a lineup as we go along here. I'm going to put Goff in. I would be putting Christian McCaffrey, prioritizing him in my lineups. Then you have Aaron Jones, Gibbs, Rashad White, Pacheco, James Cook. All these guys you can kind of lump in together here. I don't really think one of them separates from the other. Jahmyr Gibbs has been really, really good. So if you wanted to stack the Lions that way, you could go about it there. I think Rashad White on the opposite side is fine. It's tougher to run on Detroit, though. It's easier to throw on them. So I don't see Rashad White picking up a ton of ownership here. Aaron Jones coming off that monster game against the Cowboys. Should be a different game script here, but you can certainly look at him. Pacheco's role has been amazing for the Chiefs all season. Definitely like him at 6,400. And I'm going to throw in Devin Singletary down here at 5,700. Looks really good to me. He's had a really, really good role for this Texans team over the last 4 weeks. Baltimore, you can run on Baltimore more than you think. If you look at if you isolate their last like 6-7 weeks, you can certainly run on them. And I don't know with the weather, a lot of people have been picking this game to go over. I don't know if I could pick this to over. I think that there's a chance Baltimore starts off slow because they rested their guys 2 weeks ago. They had last week off. They haven't played in 2 weeks, Lamar and some of the starters. So could start off slow. I'm not sure if I'm on board with the over in that game. And if it's like a neutral game script, I think Devin Singletary could have a really big game here. So I like Singletary at 5,700. I'm going to put him in my mock lineup here. With that info, do you like 22.5 white receiving? Yeah, I think that's fine. No issues. Haven't looked at betting that specifically, but I don't hate it. I don't hate that at all. So you have Goff, McCaffrey, Singletary to start out. All these running back plays are good. If you asked me to rank them, I think I would go outside of these two guys. I put my lineup of this mid tier. I think I would go Pacheco number 1, Gibbs number 2, Jones number 3. Cook versus Jones is tough. I love James Cook. The role has been, just so annoying. But he did they got rid of Leonard Fournette, and it's really just him and what is the guy's name? I don't know why. Latavius Murray. It's really just him and Murray. They mixed in Ty Johnson a little bit last week, but mostly him and Murray now. Murray's still a threat to take red zone stuff though, which is why I have him definitely behind Pacheco and behind Gibbs. Jones versus Cook, I think you could debate a little bit, but those guys make my pool, just not options that I love. Singletary at 5,700 looks really, really good to me. And he was really chalky last week. I'm not sure if he'll be as chalky this week. I think he'll have ownership, obviously, 4-game slate, but he was like the most popular running back play last week. I don't know if that'll be the case this week. At receiver, St. Brown, the most expensive option at 8,200. Then we have Debo, Mike Evans, Nico Collins, Diggs, Ayuk, Rashee Rice, Chris Godwin, all those guys above 6K. Given that I'm playing Goff, St. Brown going to be a priority for me. So automatically I'm going a little bit stars and scrubs with my lineup because I put McCaffrey in, I put Amon-Ra St. Brown in. Don't think that'll be any secret, especially in cash games, but we're going to need some savings. Don't want to get ahead of myself, but I like a lot of tight ends on this slate. So I think that this could be a potential, wouldn't hate a 2 tight end build this week. So I think that's one way that you can certainly go about it. And then there's some cheap receivers that I think that we can consider as well. So I'm going to put St. Brown in, given that I'm playing Jared Goff. In terms of who I would want on the opposite side for my game stack, I think that there's a few options. Obviously, you have Mike Evans, going to be probably the most popular option there. You have Chris Godwin. You have Cade Otton. I kind of lean Chris Godwin personally on this slate. I think he's going to be lower owned than Mike Evans. I think that the matchup sets up well for him. He did catch that long touchdown at the end of last week's game, but I like Chris Godwin in this spot, and I want to put him in. But let's see how else we can fit some guys in here. All right. So Evans, I think tournament play. Nico Collins tournament play, but I'm not going to play 2 Texans on this slate, and I honestly think Nico has the better matchup. So Collins might be popular based off what he did, last week, but I'm going to be a little bit lower on him this week. I definitely prefer St. Brown to him. And for tournaments, I think I'd rather take a chance on Diggs, Ayuk, or definitely prefer Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice, I think, is the best mid-tier play. I'm just not sure. I don't think I could fit him and Godwin together in this build. Shiny said Godwin props. Yeah, I'm looking into that. I've went through the first 2 games, haven't got to the Sunday games yet. But if you guys are in the Discord, I gave out my favorite bets for Saturday already in there. I'm going to talk a little bit about them on here, but won't give out everything I've taken. But what to do with likely with Andrews? Andrews is not playing, actually. They ruled him out today. So if they win, he'll play next week, but he is not playing this week. Even this group of mid-tier guys down below Rice, Rice definitely sticks out here. He's going to be a popular play. But, even Zay Flowers is definitely interesting with Andrews out. You have Romeo Doubs and Jayden Reed both in there. Jayden Reed coming off a down game, but I don't really like how they were using Jayden Reed last week. They were really rotating him more than I thought they would with Christian Watson back. So I don't necessarily like how they were using him. So Jayden Reed probably lower on my priority list here. I think I prefer Romeo Doubs to him if you're going to go with a Green Bay guy. And if you're playing a Brock Purdy stack with San Fran guys, I think Romeo Doubs would be my favorite run back on that side as well. I also like Lions cheap guys here. Moving on down, Odell Beckham at 4,600. I definitely prefer some of these Green Bay guys over him, I think. So I would skip over this mid 4 tier and I would drop all the way down. So under 4K, we have Khalil Shakir with Gabe Davis out again. I think you can consider him. Obviously, they're going to keep playing a lot of 12 personnel, a lot of 2 tight ends. We can definitely expect that. But Shakir, he scored a touchdown, crazy touchdown last week, 3,800. You can certainly consider him a strong option. And then you have both Lions guys, Jameson Williams and Josh Reynolds. I both think are strong plays down there as well. So I would not rule out Lions double or even triple stack. It's a 4-game slate. If the Lions are, if they scored 35 points or something, that could be fine to have them on smaller fields. So would not rule out a double stack or even triple for the Lions. Who to pick between Reynolds and Jameson Williams, I think is interesting. I think I would actually lean Reynolds, especially if Williams is going to be the more popular option, which it feels like he always is. So I'm going to put Josh Reynolds in with Jared Goff. And then I'm also going to put in Shakir. So that gives me 4,500 per position. And I'm obviously going to have spot for a defense there. So overall, to summarize, at receiver, St. Brown, far and away my favorite play. He's a priority for me on this slate. Debo, GPP only. Evans, GPP only. Nico, GPP only. But I'm lower on him relative to like Evans, Debo, Diggs, Ayuk, these guys. Rice, my favorite mid-tier. And then I like Godwin as a run back. My favorite Tampa run back, Godwin. And I like Romeo Doubs there in the middle as well. And then all the cheap guys that I just named. So there's definitely multiple paths to build your teams this week. If you want to go balanced, I think you could certainly do that. And there's several ways that you could make your team. If you want to go stars and scrubs like I did in this build, I think it's easy to do it. You just have to play 2 of these cheap receivers and maybe 2 tight ends as well. Let's see. Defense, I'm just going to plug in whoever. I think I'll have salary, so I'll just put in the Niners for now, and then we can mess around and see what else is going on here. So at tight end, like I said, I like a lot of these tight ends. I think 2 tight ends is in play. All these tight ends I'm going to read off here. Travis Kelce, obviously, great play. Sam Laporta, good play, especially if you're using Jared Goff. George Kittle is my favorite play. I think George Kittle is going to have a monster game. We've seen him have monster games in the playoffs before. We've seen him have monster games against the Green Bay Packers before. And the Green Bay Packers have struggled all season to cover tight ends. Last week, Jake Ferguson, 90 yards, 3 touchdowns. I'm not expecting that from George Kittle here, but he matches up really, really well against them. And I would love to play George Kittle. So George Kittle at 52 is my favorite tight end. Then you have Dalton Kincaid, great play. Isaiah Likely, great play. Schultz is fine. Musgrave's fine. Cade Otton's fine. Like, there are so many good tight end plays for it being a 4-game slate. And if you're playing larger field, like, you could throw Dawson Knox in there. He's going to be on the field with Gabe Davis out. They're going to play a lot of 2 tight end. He scored a touchdown last week, which obviously, if you follow me on Twitter, because we bet on Knox first touchdown. So there's several ways you can go here. I think 2 tight end is fine. You can play Likely in this specific build that I have right here. You could play Likely and Kittle together, which I don't hate. You could play, Kittle. You could play Kittle and Kincaid. I think that's fine. And then you could take Shakir out if you don't want 2 Bills pass catchers. And, you could use Jameson Williams, go with the triple stack for the Lions. I think that's a viable strategy. I think you could go down for a cheaper guy if you want. So let's say we keep Shakir in here. If we went all the way down to a cheap option like Knox 71, that would give us enough to get Rashee Rice, I believe. Yeah. So there's and then you could move defense down if you want to, like, whatever. There's several ways that you can go about this, but 2 tight ends, it's probably between this Knox and Rice or getting Kittle. I really like Kittle this week, so it would be tough for me not to have a Kittle build, and then I can use Likely to mini with Singletary or something like that. But several ways that you can go about this. And I like a lot of the tight end plays. But this is along the lines of a team that I will be playing this week. Kittle and likely 2 touchdowns each for all the money. Keaton, I like that. And if you want to get even crazier, I like Kittle and likely first touchdown. Parlay those together. It's like 120 to 1 on FanDuel. If likely comes out, scores the first touchdown, then you can sit back and wait for the night game and sweat it out. We have this season. I talked about this last week on Owner's Box stream when I was on there with the boys on Sunday, but I've talked about this. Whenever you bet someone anytime touchdown, just sprinkle the first touchdown as well. And if you a couple times, if even 2 times in a season, you hit a double dip where you hit the first touchdown and you also have them anytime touchdown, you put the higher dollar play on them anytime, and then you sprinkle the first touchdown. If you double dip 2 times a season, you're going to be ahead, for the majority of your touchdown bets that you take throughout the season. So you're going to profit overall if you hit just 2 of those a year. We've hit several of those this year. We hit it. I think we hit 4 or 5 of those double dips this year. We hit one on Isaiah Likely when they played on Sunday Night Football against the Jags. Likely scored the first touchdown, and I bet him first and anytime. So going back to that well this week with Likely again. And we hit one last week with Dawson Knox. Plus 650 anytime touchdown, 23 to 1 first touchdown. Like, you just have to hit a couple of those for a season and you're going to be up. So I like that 2 touchdown parlay, Keaton. I like them first touchdown parlay together. Mitchell, what's up? You can go back and rewatch if you missed it, but I kind of built out a mock lineup that I'm liking for this week so far. If you want to sign up, dfskarma.com/pricing, I will have cores up for the 4-game slate, which I've shown you on the screen here. I will have 1 core for that. I will have core plays up for the 2-game slate on Saturday and the 2-game slate on Sunday and the showdown slate on Saturday night and the showdown slate on Sunday night. So if you want to tail all my DFS lineups all weekend long, dfskarma.com/pricing. You also get access 1 sport or 1 price for all sports. You get golf and basketball, everything. So Blue Jackets, Mitchell, I was talking earlier, man. I might have become a hockey bettor. We'll see. 2-0 to start hockey. I'm going to get in the lab this weekend and we'll see what goes on. I don't think I'm going to take anything tonight. But that does it for the NFL DFS slate. I'm going to pull up Bet Karma now. If you guys want NFL bets, I just gave one out there with Keaton. I like sprinkling. This is not a high unit play. Don't go put your bankroll on this. It's 120 to 1. But if you guys just want a little sweat this weekend, Isaiah Likely, first touchdown. Parlay that up. George Kittle, first touchdown. 120 to 1 on FanDuel. We're going to come out Saturday afternoon. Lamar's going to hit Isaiah Likely right across the middle for that first touchdown, and then we're going to sit back and see what happens. See what happens in the night game. Just get us to the night game and just see what happens. It's a slow process, but we're getting bet on NHL and UFC. Well, I went 2-0 in NHL, so I already like that. UFC, man, I just bet on our guy, whatever that guy's name is. I just bet on our guy. UFC is tough for me to bet on because I feel like it's so rigged. Like, the refs just they just do whatever they want to do. So it's just kind of like rigged. I'm cashing out after Likely, then rebet. No, dude, you gotta let her. I'm betting them anyways. I'm gonna have a play on Likely first touchdown. I'm gonna have a play on Kittle first touchdown, and I'm gonna parlay them together. You don't have to cash it out then. So you already be up. I'm gonna close this out. I'm gonna pull Bet Karma up. Let me do that, and then we'll go share here. All right. So, like I said at the top of this stream, there is an amazing college basketball slate tomorrow. I'm not taking any college basketball tonight. I'm saving it for tomorrow. There is NBA plays that I might like tonight. Sean brought it up in the chat. Nuggets versus Celtics. So we'll talk about that first. Then I'll preview quick college basketball tomorrow. All right. Nuggets, Celtics, 2 best teams in the NBA. Potential NBA Finals preview. You ever been to a Monsters game? I've never been to a Jackets game. I've been to a couple Monsters games. Never been to a Jackets game. Nuggets, Celtics, potential finals preview. Two great teams. The Nuggets are 7-point favorites. 7-point favorites. Does that add up to anybody? I feel like the Celtics should be like 4-point favorites. 7 is a lot. So automatically, I'm interested in the Celtics. because something's up that's a 7-point spread. I don't think that should be 7 points. CBB been up and down. Yeah, I'm like one play off of like huge nights like every night this week. It's super annoying, but it's all right. The big days are coming. NCAA tournament, it's curtains. Well, just pencil in 50 units on the NCAA tournament. Just pencil it in. I'm interested in the Celtics. So how I'm going to play this is, if you guys have been following along, some books won't even list these lines. That's how much of a wagon the Celtics are in the first quarter and the first half. We hit Celtics first half -9.5 against the Spurs. Obviously, a different situation. The Spurs are horrible. The Nuggets are good. But we're going to go with the Celtics first quarter -2.5, even odds. Tonight, I will be putting that in as a play. If you look at just historically what they do in the first quarter, especially at home, they're very, very good. Very good at home. Very good in the first quarter. Very good early in games. So Celtics, first quarter, -2.5. Even money tonight against the Nuggets. That is going on my betting card. I also will look to parlay Boston with somebody on the money line. Who to parlay them with is the question. If you have any suggestions in chat, I'm all ears. There's no college basketball games I really like tonight that I would parlay them with. Wisconsin's the only one, and it's like -180, so I'm not doing that. So the question becomes, who do we parlay the Celtics with? My instant thought was we parlay Celtics tonight with 49ers tomorrow night. It's -150. You bet 150 on it, you win 100. That was what sticks out to me. But if anyone in chat has any suggestions on who we parlay the Celtics with, I'm all ears. There's not a ton of hockey tonight, only a few games. Run it back with Bills. Man, I can't bet on the Bills in this game. I have futures on the Bills. I think the Bills will win. I have futures on the Bills. So there's no reason for me to bet this game. I'm going to ride my futures out. I'm going to root for the Bills, but I'm not going out of my way to bet against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. I'm just not signing up for it. I don't want to deal with it. I have futures on the Bills. I'll be able to hedge if the Bills win, because they'll be in the AFC Championship game. So I'm not going to bet on that game. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to root for the Bills, but I will not be betting on the Bills this week. So we could do Lions, but then you have to wait 2 days, which a lot of people don't want to do that. Like, a lot of people don't want to wait 2 days for their money. So if you do Lions, though, let's see. If we did Celtics and Lions, what does this pay? Just take a look. All right, we got Celtics and Detroit Lions. That's -116. So Celtics money line tonight, parlayed it with the 49ers, -150. I'm fine with that. Parlay it with the Lions on Sunday, -116. Fine with that. I'm going to put one of those in. I don't know. Maybe I'll put both in. No idea. Haven't decided yet. But if you guys want to parlay, if you want to make your own, you don't have to listen to what I say. I do think the Celtics are a viable money line parlay piece tonight at home against Denver. So if you want to put the Celtics in something, go for it. But my bet for the game, Celtics, first quarter, -2.5, -110. All right, let's finish up here. Let's go college basketball tomorrow. We're going to go rapid fire. These games are sick. Some of this betting percentages are not going to be up, and some of the stuff is going to change rapidly by the time we get to tip, because it's very, very early that these lines have been posted. But big games. Marquette and St. John's. If Rick Pitino's coaching, I don't know if he's coaching. I saw that he missed their last game because he had COVID, and they got destroyed on the road. If Rick Pitino is back coaching in this game against Marquette, I will like St. John's. I will be on St. John's. So just keep that in mind. Let me see. Hold on. I'll do a quick Twitter search, and let's see if we have any news on if Rick Pitino will be coaching this game. Let's take a look. All right, here's an update article. I have to click on the article and read what this says. The St. John's basketball team will be seeing the return of Rick Pitino. Boom. Okay. So they are down Jordan Dingle, though, but okay. Rick Pitino's coaching. That's all I need to know. St. John's Marquette. I'm most likely going to be on St. John's in this game. Next game, Baylor, Texas. This fits the system. If you guys have been following along with the system all week, we have not missed one of these system plays. People will be tweeting about it tomorrow, but the system is ranked team playing on the road against an unranked team, and the unranked team is favored. We get that tomorrow. Baylor, number 9, number 10 team in the country. They're on the road against unranked Texas. Texas, 1-point favorite. Sign me up. Texas is going to be my biggest bet tomorrow. I can tell you this right now. Texas is going to be a 2 or 3, maybe 4. Texas is going to be a high unit play for me tomorrow. Maybe like a 3-unit play. I'm going to be on Texas. I'm going to be parlaying Texas with teams. I'm going to be heavy on Texas tomorrow. If Texas Longhorns lose this game to Baylor tomorrow, I'm going to be in piss early in the day because the game is at 12. I'm going to be in absolute piss before football even starts tomorrow if the Texas Longhorns lose this game, because I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be on Texas. So love Texas tomorrow. Lean towards St. John's. Lean towards Nebraska at home. Nebraska at home's a wagon. Love Northwestern. Love Boo Booey. Nebraska at home's a wagon. So lean Nebraska in this game. Lean Kentucky against Georgia. I think Kentucky at home, a different animal. They're 11.5. So money line parlay for Kentucky. Like I could see like me doing Texas, Kentucky together. Kentucky, it's a night game. So Kentucky, San Francisco 49ers money line together. I could see myself doing that. Like Kentucky here tomorrow night against Georgia. I like Nebraska at home against Northwestern. Probably like Arizona State here. I need to look into that game more, but USC has really been struggling. So maybe like that. Schefter bomb. What do we got? Antonio Pierce, the Raiders. Okay, that's good. They can keep Max Crosby happy at least. But I'm telling you guys right now, this will be my biggest play thus far of the season, and that's Texas over Baylor at home. I think this fits the system too. Oklahoma, Cincy. Oklahoma's ranked, right? Let's take a look here. Oh, I also like TCU at home. I don't see that. Oh, right here. Iowa State at TCU. I like TCU. TCU at home is a wagon. You could see there's a ton of college basketball games I like tomorrow. Way more than today. Yeah, here another system play. Oklahoma ranked 15th at Cincinnati, unranked Cincinnati, 3-point favorites. Cincinnati just covered in this system against Baylor. So Cincinnati, fire them up. Tomorrow, college basketball. Texas, Cincinnati, Kentucky, TCU. I like all these teams. Tons of college basketball teams I like. I'm going to be firing college basketball parlays tomorrow. I'm going to be parlaying them with NFL. Tomorrow's going to be a glorious day. Get in the Discord, betkarma.com/pricing. Get in the Discord for tomorrow. It's going to be electric. We're going to be sweating all day. So, with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. 32-minute stream today. I appreciate it. If you have any further questions, you can find me on Twitter or in the Discord. Big weekend coming, Stephanie. We're manifesting it. Texas, big 3-unit play on Texas tomorrow. Money line, they're gonna win. Cincinnati's gonna win. So I'll put like Cincinnati and Kentucky together or something. Cincinnati and TCU. Tomorrow's gonna be a good day. We're manifesting it now. It's gonna be a big weekend. Good luck with all your bets, guys. And I'll see you guys on Monday.